Well, you don't have to think about it as tech barons. It's just like you can think of it as, right now, early adopters always drive technology. And the example I use in the video, the flat screen TV came out in 1997. It was 42 inches, which was the largest TV you could get in those days, and it was $15,000, right? And you look at what early adopters they bought those, which allowed for the third, fourth, fifth, sixth generation. What they did is the TVs got bigger and the cost went down. That's great. Who are the early adopters of AI? They're primarily businesses looking to get rid of employees. Well, that's not a trend we want to accelerate. But what's going to be its alternative? Again, this is a place where we as a society should look forward and say, how are we going to do this? What are we going to do? What does that look like, and what do we want it to be? And if we don't actually ask those questions until it's too late, our ability to answer them will be greatly constrained. And there's another issue that's coming up at the same time, which is as AI and robots are coming into place, world population is going to peak and start declining. We're kind of at a plateau right now where we're sort of at the top end of the curve. And within a couple of decades, we'll actually start a decline. You always see that in Europe big time. You see that in the United States, which is one of the reasons they need to bring people in. But what do we do that when that's the general trend? The world's never had to face depopulation before. World's never had to face AI robots before. The closest analogy would be ancient Rome when, because of the conquest, they were sending huge amounts of slaves back into Italy, and they would take over the farms, and then the farmers would, no job here. I'm going to go to the city. They get to the city. Well, no jobs there. They're all being done by slaves. And you ended up with the bread and circuses and the Gracchi brothers and the downfall of the Republic and the emergence of the dictatorship under the Caesars. How do we deal with these problems? These are huge problems that we're on the cusp of, and very few people are talking about them. So, and for example, is innovation even possible with AI? AI basically crunches data and tells you what's there. And if what's there is, recycled hash, then you're going to get AI coming out with recycled hash. It's like,
Yeah.
there's just a tremendous amount of problems that we haven't even really begun to address. How do you do government structures with AI? Even small things. Like, for example, we have what's called March Madness, where everybody picks out their brackets for college football, and and the person that does best wins. Well, I talking to a friend of mine, and the one person in the two people that are leading in his office, his former office, both used AI to pick their bracket. And the one that's in the lead used AI completely. The one that's in, second place used AI, except for it left one bracket out. So she just picked one and that's lost. So how do you have a competition like that if everybody just goes out to AI and asks AI and AI does it for them? It's like, how do you, for example, the metaphor would be, how do you run the Olympics in 2060 where the athletes don't actually run, they just send their robots to run for them? We haven't even begun to talk about some of these issues, and yet they're coming. It's like a freight train. It's not, you can't stop it. And so you may be able to switch tracks and direct it, but you got to know what you want to switch tracks to first.